Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, today we're going to show you how to add a search box to your header up here. Nice little feature to have. It's fully responsive. I'm using Google Chrome here. If I hit F12 and toggle responsive devices, there you can see it on an iPhone 12 there. And let's have a look on a tablet. And there it is on a tablet. And that's a nice little feature to have on your website. So let's get started. No coding involved today. Okay, to do this we're going to need to build a custom header, and Divi makes that really easy for you. If we go down to our dashboard, down to Divi, you'll find Theme Builder. If we click on that, that'll take us to this page. Here's the global header that I've actually built there. I'm going to trash that one today and we'll start from scratch. Okay, I'm going to click Add Global Header and then Build Global Header. That's going to bring us to this page here. We've got a section. Inside we need to put a row, the little green button here. I'm going to have a logo, a menu, and then our search bar on the right hand side. So I'm going to use this column configuration for mine today. Grab what suits you, left click on it, and it'll pop it in there for you. Divi comes as standard with all these modules, plenty enough to build just about any site. I'm going to use the menu module for this today. There it is right there. Just left click on it, and it'll pop it in there for us. Okay. In the content, choose whatever menu you want. I've only got one configured for this site at the moment, and I'm going to use that one, top menu. I want to add my logo on the left hand side, so in logo down below I'm going to add an image. Here's my logo down here. Great, that's a little bit large for me, so I'm going to go over to design. I'm going to roll down to sizing. Here's the logo width. I'm going to drag it down till it's the size I want it. A little bit bigger than that. Something like that. Perfect. Great. Well, you can go through, and if you want to, you can put a background, admin label in. In the design, you can choose whether you want your actual menu items left aligned, centered, or in line with a centered logo. I'm going to have mine left aligned is absolutely perfect. Drop, if we had a sub menu, I want it to go downwards since we're a header here. If we were putting a menu in the footer, I'd have it go upwards, obviously. You can decorate your menu text here as usual. Divi has got a ridiculous amount of fonts. You're never going to get stuck for a font. If you want to choose one, just open this up, roll over one, and it'll give you an example of that font. I'm going to stick with the default for mine today. And of course you've got your regular font weight, capitalization, coloring, etc. Rolling on down. You can style your drop down menu if you have one here. Like I say, I don't have one on mine, so I'm going to skip through that. We're not using icons at the moment. If you had a shopping cart up here, if you had WooCommerce installed, you could style it here, and you can also style the hamburger menu icon down here as well for your mobile and tablet versions. But like I say, I'm happy with mine, the default. If you go into the logo settings, you can put rounded corners and borders and things like that on there. I'm not going to worry about that. Mine's just fine as it is. You've got these options though if you need it. Okay, well I'm not going to do any spacing, borders or box shadow on this. I'm quite happy with that. So let's add our little search box next door in this other column. So again, I'm going to click on that. We're going to roll down and I'm looking for search this time. There it is right there. Again, I'm just going to left click on it. As you can see, it's popped that little search box in there. Now that's pretty wide. I don't mind quite as wide as that. If you want to put a place holder in there, that's a word or a character that you want to put in there, it'll sit in this box here. If I write something in, you can see it puts it in there. I'm happy not to have one of those at the moment, that's fine. If we roll down a bit more, you can choose what elements you want, which is basically whether or not to show this button. I quite like that, but if you don't want it, just flip that off and you'll just have the search bar, and when they hit enter it'll perform the search. If you want to, you can add exceptions. You can exclude pages from the search or posts or certain categories, anything you want, so they don't accidentally land on a page that you don't want them to land on. I'm not going to put a background in there or an admin label. Popping over to the design field, if you want to, you can just decide the placeholder color, the field background color, text color, field focus background color. That's when you click on the field to input text. Field focus text color, that's the text you put in initially. And again, you've got all these fantastic font options for it also. Text, you can choose the text there. Button text, again, you've got all those options for the text. I'm going to turn my text white actually. And I'm going to make my button background color. Here's the background color. I'm going to make it my logo blue there. I've got a free Chrome color picker up here. I'm just going to click on this, grab that color. And here's the button border color, button and border color I should say. I'm going to paste my hex code in there. There we go, we've got that color, and I need to turn that text white down the bottom so we can see it. Fantastic. That's pretty much all I want to do to that. You can do other styling options here, and you can add things like box shadow if you want to, and other borders. But I'm just happy to leave mine as is. I'm going to take that shadow off. Okay, well let's try and complete our little header here now. I want to line that up with this here, and it looks like I've got to push it down, give it a bit of margin on the top by about 25 pixels or so. So let's go back in there and we'll see if we can line it up with our module that's on top. Little cog. I'm going to go to spacing. And I'm going to see if I can center align that in the middle of there. And I think I just perhaps need to give it 25 so pixels on the top. Let's try 25. A little bit too much. Let's try 20. Even less than that. You can increment up and down with the little arrows there. I think that 15 works good. Yeah, that seems fine to me. Obviously you can adjust it to your needs. Great. Well, let's make this a little less broad now. For my header, I don't want it quite as tall as that. So I'm going to go into my section. We hit the little cog. I'm going to make sure I've got a white background on here so everything looks the same. There's the background color. I'm going to put white in, not that you'll see any difference there. But I'm going to go over to design. I'm going to take away any spacing top and bottom. So I'm going to go design tab, spacing, padding top and bottom. I'm going to put a 0 in there. It'll put the pix in, hit the chain, and it'll put the opposite side in. Great. I know you can't see the bottom. Let's give it a box shadow so you can actually see where that ends there. So still on the design, we can close up spacing. And here's box shadow. If I pop that on there, you can see where the bottom is. That's okay. It's still a little wide for me. If you want to make it even more narrow, we can go into the actual row, the green tab right here, and take away a bit of padding from there. Again, we'll go over to design, spacing. Okay, I'm just going to put the 10 in. It'll put in the pixels. That's going to be fine. Hit the chain, it'll do the bottom. That's about right for me. Obviously you adjust it how you want it. Great, well that's going to work perfectly for me. You can check it on mobile and tablet while we're in here. Let's just save this. If we hit our little purple button down the bottom, we're on desktop mode at the moment. We can check it on tablet. That's fine. And of course you can style the hamburger button in the design tab also. And on mobile, that works perfectly as well. That search is not too big. If you wanted to make that search slightly smaller, let's go back to test desktop. What we can do, we can go in there. It's in the right place. We can actually go into design and sizing. And we've got width here. If we make it say 70% of the width, put 70 in there. Put the percent in. That makes it a little skinnier, but we want it in the middle of our row to make sure it's going to be in the middle on mobile and tablet. Perfect. Well, that's going to work for me. Let's save our changes and have a look on the front end. Save the page changes. Hit the little X to X out. Save the changes here. And let's go to our site. You won't see a whole lot of difference because it's very similar to the one I showed you initially. And there we have it. There's our logo, menu, and there's a little search box that people can type in their searches for. And there it is. So there you go, guys. That's how to create a search box in your primary menu bar up there. I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. In our next video, we're going to show you how to create this little rolling live Google map that you can scroll in and out of. It's live, you've got your address in the middle. When you get off of it, it's going to scoot back to the side like that. Really easy to do, there's no coding involved in that either. So once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and WebDesignAndTechTips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.